on my own. What do you do? This is Amigos After Dark. I am TJ with an empty room. Just me, boys. Just me, boys and girls. So we're going to muddle through and talk about a lot of stuff and see what we can do and try to have a decent show all the way across the board. First things first, I definitely want to thank Steve for all of his help the last couple of shows with everything that we've had going on behind the scenes over here. He's just been a tremendous help and a wonderful guest, and I was very happy for that. And I thank him for just being a big help like he was. And uh-oh, I may have a co-host yet. But I'll have to call him. Oh, well, there's Adam. But Adam, you're in the hospital.
Yeah, I'm sitting next to my mom.
Yeah, so I figured you weren't going to make it tonight because of that.
Well, my mom's resting, so I have a little bit of time. You know.
Yeah. So, obviously, I was just saying, first of all, thanks to Steve for all of his help, everything he did, stepping up and helping us out as much as he did with the show. I mean, it was really appreciated and just a huge help. And I've even got a picture from it. I've even got a picture from it, which shows how great of a help he was. And, it's just kind of difficult to argue with how great of a help he was with that picture. I wish I would have loaded it in earlier.
Yeah, thank you, Steve, for stepping up when some of us couldn't, for whatever reason we were giving at the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been so much going on.
Yeah,
and
there has been.
Not, none of us have really had breathing room. And actually, one of my conversation points, which we're going to get into here in a minute, does go very much along with like things that have been going on. Come on, computer. I mean, it really does. So this picture just, it pretty much says it all. It really does. And thank you to Fat420 for making sure that I got this picture. But this says it all, and how much fun we did have while we had Steve.
I just love the look on your face when all of that was going down.
Yeah, what everybody doesn't realize is Irene's cleavage made a very magical appearance right before that. And then Steve's look, and I was dying of laughter. Just dying of laughter,
It looked like you were just gobsmacked by Steve's reaction.
I know, right? It did. It looked like I got slapped with a unit or something. I was like,
you were hit with a tuna across the face or something.
Yeah, right. I loved it when Bodine went up against the tuna.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that was a good bit.
Yeah.
Bodine versus the tuna. Oh man. So one of the first things I wanted to get into tonight, and I'm glad you're here because you and I have both been through this quite a bit. And now I'm kind of like as far as this current situation, I'm kind of like the monkey in the middle with this. Okay.
Okay.
So, everybody knows that I've been kind of seeing somebody, and she and I have waited a long time to see if that was going to happen. And, out of the blue, earlier this week, her ex comes up and goes, I want to work it out. I want to try again. And after some back and forth and some discussion, I thought yesterday, okay, that was pretty much settled out and it was taken care of. And then today, she proceeds to tell me that she wants to give him another chance. Nothing romantic, nothing, no type of relationship type of thing, but give him another chance, but they're not going to get divorced.
Okay, so I guess in my mind, if you're going to give someone a chance in that type of situation, how can it not be in a relationship type of way?
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Yeah, I mean, just down to brass tacks. I mean, you're either trying again in the relationship,
right,
or you're not in the relationship.
Yeah. But now, okay, they've got 2 kids together. And I'm like, I understand if he wants to step up and be a father and he wants to step up and take care of his kids. But the fact of the matter is, when we boil it right down, I have listened to her cry, get upset, get angry about different things. And I'm not talking like just recently. I'm talking like for 9 frigging years. 9 years I have listened to this. And back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I've been a friend and I've said, okay, I will be here. And it was earlier this year she reached out and she goes, I want you.
Okay, now my opinion at that point, if she wants you, TJ, she needs to stop the relationship with the other guy outside of a mother and father to the shared kids.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Maybe a friendship at most, but the romantic relationship needs to go to you.
It's got to stop.
Exactly.
And she goes, well, I'm willing to give him another chance. And I go, well, what are we talking about here with another chance? Because I was actually discussing with her up until a couple of months ago, maybe bringing him down, helping him get set up on his own.
Okay.
So we can have our lives. And he's over here. He's on his own. Yes, he's involved with the kids, but not involved with us. That is us. And now they're talking like, well, we could share. And I'm going, no. Stop right there. Stop. Me? No fucking way am I sharing at all. Me,
yeah.
And if somebody's with me, they're supposed to be with me, and that's it. Do you want to have a fling deal? Find somebody else. But you're going to try to talk me into sharing? No, fuck no. And I'm like, my absolute reaction immediately, and I bit it off. Dude, you have no clue what it took for me to bite that off and not just erupt right then and there. And go, wait. And she's like, well, like 5 or 10 years down the road, not now, but, let's see if he can earn that back. I said, no, that's a lot. That's a concrete wall.
Yeah. At this point, she either needs to be with you or she needs to not be with you.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'm not finished with the whole scenario yet.
Okay.
All right. And then he's talking like, oh yeah, this might be an option. And I'm going, wait. When she and I agreed to take this and push it to serious, we agreed then. And Adam, I think you remember me talking about this. We agreed then. Nothing outside. It's us. That's it. Us against the world. There is no one coming into the bedroom. She's not going to be willing to share me. It's a two-way street, right?
Right.
No one comes in. The end. And now here we are, a couple of months later, and it's well, maybe if he earns it back. And I'm going, no. Now let me add to this. Number one, I refused to do anything to move forward until number one, he said okay. Number two, he gave me his word that he would not do this. Exactly what's going on right now.
But here we are.
And it's happening. Gave me it. So as far as me trusting him, no, that trust is forever fucking gone. He had a chance for that trust. It's gone. I told her the other day, you have a chance. Here is my trust. We built up a lot of trust. Here it is. You're either going to tell me you want to work this out with him. And if that becomes the case, my trust is out the window. Or you are going to tell me that we're right where we were at. Now she's telling me it's not the romantic side. She wants him to be involved as like a member of the family, and then we'll reevaluate 5-10 years down the road. And I'm going, hey, let me tell you right now, I don't have to reevaluate 5-10 years down the road. He broke his fucking word to me. He turned around and now he's trying to pull this shit of an end around the middle behind my back. No. The answer is no. The answer is solid no. I'm not going to change my mind on that. No. So the first thing is if you are in a relationship and you're drugged down, brought back up, drugged down, brought back up, drugged down, brought back up, and you go through this, and it's not only affecting you mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually, it's also affecting your children. And you go through this for a number of years. Where is the line where you say enough is enough? And
well,
please kick in, chat room. I want to hear what everybody's got to say on this.
Well, for me personally, the last relationship I was in, I was in a marital relationship with someone for almost 15 years.
Right.
It was off again, on again for the same issues over and over and over again. It would get better for like 2 weeks after I decided to come back.
Right.
And then it would fall off again. And eventually, after the 15 years, a choice had to be made.
Roy says the line is on the mirror. Do it.
Yeah. So I went on ahead and I was just, okay, I'm done having my bluff called. And I deserve to be happy.
Right.
Chris, and if I'm happier, my kids are going to tell and stuff like that.
Chris, thank you for joining us from Hurricane Hell.
It ain't that bad.
Do you have power yet?
We never lost power.
You never lost power? Oh, okay. So the hotel's
we're at a resort here.
Oh, so you got a generator.
But we never, I don't think they lost power around here anyway. They lost a little bit in Orlando, but not out here. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't lose power here.
The coast hit it the worst.
Yeah.
Rain, flooding, anything like that? How did that go?
We had some flooding.
Wind, lots of wind.
A lot of wind. The wind was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I bet. I wouldn't have wanted to brush your hair out afterwards. I know what it's like when I ride the bike and I've got to brush out mine.
But like I said, I've seen worse storms up north.
Well, and I mean, weekend obviously coming across the Yucatan Peninsula and getting over to you guys. Tampa got hit hard.
Yeah, Tampa got its ass kicked.
Yeah, hard, very. All right, so
We knew it was messed up when people from Tampa started evacuating to here.
There you go. All right, so back to exactly where we were at. I was talking about the whole relationship scenario that I'm stuck in, and I'm at a crossroads. I've got one line I'm not going to cross. No, I'm not going to share. You know, that's not fucking happening. I'm not a swinger. I've never been into that. I'm not doing it.
That fine line between right and wrong, I probably sniffed years ago.
Yeah, probably. I'm not going to wind up. Hi, sweetie.
How are you?
I'm getting more and more angry by the minute. You'll understand why.
Say hi to the whole family.
Damn, hey, everybody's there.
Hey, Chris. We're not going to do all of
Easy. Oh, wait a minute. Yahtzee.
Yeah, we're good.
So it'll be just me and you. We'll just pick whatever.
So, yeah, like I was saying, the whole scenario that I'm stuck in is her ex-husband comes in last week, over the weekend, turns around. I want to work it out. I want to, after all these months of it's not going to happen. And then today we sit down. I said, what are you going to do? And she says, well, I want to give him a chance to be a part of the family. No, not a romantic relationship. No, not a sexual relationship, but be a part of the family and still have him involved in the kids' lives because that is the girls. And she goes, it's still you and me. That's what I want is you and me, but I don't want to cut him completely out. You understand what I'm saying, Chris?
Yeah.
And then she turns around and kind of in the same breath, she goes, but maybe in a few years we could evaluate that. And I'm going, no, there is no evaluation because he pulled this shit when he told me.
Is she trying to just be with you and have him on the back burner or?
I hope not. That's not the case. I mean, my understanding is she still wants it to be me and her against the world. Like if I tell her to do something, she actually listens. He tells her to do something, she's trying to hit him with a fucking ball bat.
Sounds like that's your girl.
That's what I would think, right? Like I say, look, you need to go to bed. Go lay down. That's it. There's no more argument. She goes. But if he tries to tell her to do something, she's breaking out a bear trap and she's got out the ball bat and she's got out the big bayonet and she's trying to beat the living piss out of him, you know?
Make me.
Yeah, pretty much. The whole the Scorpio comes out. You know, I guess is the best way to word it.
Okay.
But she tells him to do something, and hi, Julie. She tells him to do something, and he'll go do it like a lost puppy dog. And I'm like, how's it going, Mike? And I'm going, you know, on one hand, I could say on the one side of things, okay, around the kids, yes. Having some decision on that level, absolutely. You know, he's got his kids involved in this. My kids are involved in this too, though. Keep that in mind. Trying to come into our bedroom? No, I've got a fucking shotgun. And I'm ready to use that. That's not I will not go for that.
Hey, I strongly considered bringing the pistol with just because of the drive through Atlanta.
Yeah, right?
Atlanta wasn't that bad, though.
But, I mean, you get what I'm... All right. So, what number one, and like I said to Adam a little bit ago, number one, where is the line when you have had a relationship, you You've had up and down, up and down. It's been 9, 10, 11, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11 years, and it's been up and down, back and forth, repeating pattern. Where does the line happen where you say, me and this part of my family, that is more important than your shit? Line drawn.
But when it's the kid's father, I mean, it's different when it's the kid's biological father. I'd say give him a chance, but at the same time, give him a time limit to prove himself.
Okay, you know what? That's something I never thought of.
How old are the kids?
9 and 11.
She's had plenty of opportunity to fix herself. And if it's been fixed by now, it's not going to get fixed.
You heard my son.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at.
In my opinion is, the dad's always going to kind of be involved, but they're separated for a reason.
Roy says that he thinks that we should charge for a therapy session.
It's like,
I probably should.
Yeah, it's like they're obviously exes for a reason,
right?
And if she's wanting to work things out, he's going to be their dad regardless of what happens.
Well, yeah, and
so what is she wanting to try out?
The way I'm understanding it is, yes, he's a part of the family. Steve says right here, and I'm going to highlight this as the computer works on it. For the kids involved, but that's it, nothing more. And I could get along with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what is there to try in that? If he is already involved, he does not need more involved. There's nothing new to try, unless he's been a shit dad and wants to try to be a better dad.
I am not going to go into details here on the air and get into that, but let's just say that the girls are excited to be here with me, not so much when it comes to being around their dad.
Okay.
And that's kind of the case right there, right?
Well, that's my next thought. The kids are 9 and 11. Why don't you ask the kids what they want?
The kids have already spoken. They want here. They want, me and her mom together. They want to be going to Llano school systems. They want to be in Texas. They are excited for that.
Don't lie. Nobody wants to be in Texas except for you.
I love it here.
I want to be in Texas.
And you know what? See? Listen to yourself.
Fuck you, Tyler. That's because you've never been.
I had told her, how long have I said I've been wanting to move to Texas? Because it's probably the safest and nicest state. I
love it here. I absolutely love it here.
My son thinks it's probably the safest and nicest state to be in.
Well, it depends on what part of the state you're in.
Stay away from Dallas. Stay away from Houston.
Yeah. Certain bars in Austin don't bend over.
Yeah. As long as they keep your head on a swivel and watch your ass in Austin.
Hey, there you go. Mike is saying that he wants to be in Texas.
Texas ain't too bad.
Oh, I love it here. I
just like to give Texans shit.
Back to point of conversation. The girls have already, and her older son, her 18-year-old, that is not a part of that relationship, but he's involved. And all three kids and her have all said they want the fuck out of Southern Indiana.
Well, yeah. Have you seen Southern Indiana? Seriously.
When I'm saying Southern Indiana, I'm talking like right by Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, just not in.
See, when I say Southern Indiana, I think Evansville.
No, I'm talking right across the river from Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking right there.
Yeah, we want out. And the reason that they want out is, again, all of the ups and downs and back and forth and everything that they've been through.
Chris were talking earlier.
Yet she's still.
Wait, hold on. TJ, real quick. She lives right across the river from where in Kentucky?
Louisville.
Louisville.
He said it right.
He said it right. Louisville.
Louisville.
No, it's Louisville. It's Louisville.
It is. Everybody that lives there pronounces it Louisville.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And I say Louisville because all growing up, you didn't get the Louisville Slugger. You got the Louisville Slugger.
No, it's Louisville.
Yeah, it's Louisville. So I said it right, just like I say Arkansas.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's not Arkansas. It is Arkansas. There is an R in front of Kansas. It's Arkansas.
Yes. But if you say it wrong in that state, that's actually a misdemeanor.
I have
Really?
I have said
I'm not surprised.
in Little Rock.
Well, it's also a misdemeanor to mispronounce Joliet in Joliet.
I've done it there too.
Oh, but in Kentucky they say Illinois.
Yeah, Kentucky says Illinois.
I usually say you'll enjoy it eventually.
But no. All right. So getting back
I
to
tell her, the kids stated what they wanted. Now, make your choice.
And her choice is made. She said, win, lose, or draw, no matter what he does, they're on the way here.
Okay, then why give him an additional chance then if all roads lead to you?
We're right back to, again, he is the kid's father. And she basically is telling him, you have to prove yourself if you're going to be around them. And I'm going, okay, wait a minute. Then she says, oh, we don't want to get a divorce because it's too expensive. I go, wait a minute. I've been through that when I was fucking broke. Let me tell you about this one, okay?
There are fee waivers and stuff you can get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like the divorce I went through recently. Yeah, no fees.
Yeah.
Filled out waivers, qualified.
It's an arm and a leg when you hire an expensive attorney and you're greedy as fuck and want everything. But if it's a mutual agreement divorce, it should be no cost.
If you want to,
yeah, exactly. Well, let's go with it. Let's go another step to it, okay? They've got nothing.
Then go to the courthouse, file the paperwork herself, and it'll save a shit ton of money.
I think the only hang up they've got is the kid, like him actually pulling his rights and saying, he wants to have time with the kids. And I'm going, okay, well, you've got two choices then. You either come down here with them and figure out where you're going to live. And Roy, it may be like that in Wisconsin. Roy says in Wisconsin, you cannot move kids any more than 80 miles away from any parent.
Now, Roy, I would agree with you, but my current fiance is from Wisconsin. We moved down to Illinois. There's still, as long as it's agreed upon by both parties, it can be superseded, especially if it's agreed upon by a judge.
Right.
Superseded.
A lot of things in Wisconsin can be superseded, provided there's an agreement between the parents and the judge.
Right. Well, and that's something else. I was like, look, I live 1,200 miles away from Riley. I have him for 2 months out of the year. Okay. Julie says that in Wisconsin, her ex can make her move back if she gets custody. And Roy says, yes, if it's agreed upon. All right. So I live 1,200 miles away. Our case was in Illinois. I took a job. I moved here. I did it for the betterment of myself on multiple different levels, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And as Adam and Chris will back up, I have met a lot of those goals since the move. Am I correct or incorrect?
You're correct.
No, you're correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I did work. You can work out the custody side of things where each parent is going to get their time, and that has to be done. I don't know what Indiana law is. I know what Texas law is. I know what Illinois law is, but I do not know what Indiana law is.
Yeah.
But I do believe that Indiana, as far as that goes, does very much so parrot Illinois.
See, that's
In
one
some
of the
things, yeah.
reasons why I'm glad my kids are all grown.
Yeah, well, not all of us are that lucky.
Yeah. I will say this. If they are going to attempt the divorce, they need to do it before she goes down south.
Oh, I agree.
They need to get that settled before.
But now they're talking like, well, it's too expensive. They don't want to do the divorce. And I'm going, wait a minute.
Fuck.
Now, when I went through my divorce with Riley's mom, we had a house, cars, motorcycles. We had all sorts of stuff that was involved in that divorce. And Riley.
Yeah.
Probably about an hour.
Okay,
Now
so
that turned into a problem. And then, yes, we had to have lawyers and court dates and costs and fees and everything else that went into this.
I don't want to hear you because I can hear you when you're doing your show and I'm going to be going to bed.
Uh-oh. So,
You heard that.
I did.
I'm here for 30 more minutes.
Wow. So, again, kind of rewinding here. Where I was at, it was kids, it was cars, it was house, there was all sorts of stuff encumbered in the marriage. And her thing was she wanted to keep all of it and then wanted me to pay for it.
My son just, nope.
And my thing was, yeah, pretty much, fuck no.
Yeah.
And
see, that's why I said, if me and my wife ever split up, she can have everything except for my guitars and my bike.
There you go. So, now that we've been split, I sold that house, I bought another one. Now I'm living down here and I'm buying my coach, and there's all sorts of things that have happened. I mean, yet now we get along because everything that was a marital asset when we were married, it's all gone. And a bitch stole my car.
You still got your bike though.
I kept my bike, yeah. But she stole my fucking car in the divorce. So you get what I mean, is it's like there was all of that, right?
All right.
They don't have all of that. They just don't have it. They have the clothes on their back. Yeah, I mean, Steve, you might be onto something. You very well might. I think what I need to do is I need to go ahead and wait a couple weeks and just make a flying trip up there. Literal flying.
Come see me.
I fly up there, believe me. If I fly up there, believe me, I'm flying up right into Louisville.
Ah.
And I will leave my car in long-term parking for my 2 days off, fly directly into Louisville, rent a car, drive across the river, and go see what the fuck is going on. And put my own 2 eyes on it.
Yeah, you may want to. I mean, as much of a pain as in the ass as that may be, actually getting close to the situation may remind your significant other that you're about this relationship.
Yeah, very well could.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other side of this too, is Steve hits it on the head. This thought has crossed my mind. Steve says it very pointedly. It sounds fishy and I might want to move on as much as I don't want to.
Yeah, you've actually met this person. You're sure you're not being catfished, right?
Oh yeah, I know yes. Yeah, I met her face to face. We have talked. We know each other very well.
Okay.
Yeah, because it just seems like it's been really hard to get her down to see you.
Because of work, and then now, just trying to work all of that out. It's just been a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
but I'm really like, Well, and then nobody to watch the kids. She didn't have anybody until just about a month ago.
Yeah. So maybe going up, seeing her, reminding her what this relationship really is.
Yeah.
And then maybe that'll help her decide what she should do. And if she still chooses a path that's disagreeable, that tells you where you stand.
Yeah. And I almost feel like I stand there now because I said very pointedly, if you're going to try to give him another chance, that just threw the trust I have out the window.
Yeah.
But when I was talking about another chance, I was talking about like getting back into the marriage, romantic, all of that, the sexual, everything. And I'm like, that's a no-go. That is not going to happen. And if it does, I'm fucking done. I wash my hands of the whole fucking thing and I'm fucking done.
Yeah. But if it's just as, as the father of the girls,
then I can agree.
That's a whole different ball game. And it does have some things to do with you because he would be more involved, but he would not be involved in your relationship.
That's the way it should be. That's where
Exactly.
I've even said I would be willing to help get him here and help him get a job and get set up on his own to still
That's
be
doing a lot more for him than I would.
He's also a friend.
Oh, okay.
But he broke that fucking trust after giving me his word he would not do this and then going and doing it anyway. That trust is gone. I don't trust him at all. It's gone.
But now it's how much do you trust her regarding him?
And that's where I'm trying to figure this out. Because it's like, wait, are you giving him another chance to be a father to his children, or are you giving him another chance to be all in?
Slip it in.
Yeah. And if it's going the latter route, don't even fucking call me.
Yeah.
That if it's going the second route, just don't even bother me. That's your husband. You go deal with that. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, it just means you guys needed a break, and then you guys are coming back together, and okay.
Yeah, and I got to be the one that got shit on for the whole thing. And that will beyond piss me off. But I haven't been able to get enough time where the internet is working long enough for us to talk to where I could get these straight answers. And
yeah, I think you need to get hands and feet up there.
Yeah, I'm really beginning to wonder if I need to get hands and feet on the ground up there.
I think you do.
I really am starting to wonder about it.
You'll find out real quick whether it is what it is or it is what it shouldn't.
I concur.
And whether you... So...
I'm getting told to run. I mean, the other side of this is, again, I go right back to, this is 10 years of knowing each other, and this happened. And now I'm like, here, let's play a little game. Let's just have a little fun here. I'm going to bring this up on the other computer, and I'm going to look up what the airfare would be if I was to say take next weekend off and fly to Louisville.
From Houston?
No, it'd be from Austin. I'm bringing it up right now. I've got Southwest Airlines. Southwest and they fly straight out of Austin. And I use Southwest a lot, right?
Yeah.
About 278, huh? Yeah. So if I was to do this, say, next weekend, round trip.
Julie's saying run.
Julie's saying run. Chris is saying she wants her cake and she wants to eat it too. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe and I'm not going to give an actual date. I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm going to do. I'm not going to say anything to anybody about what dates I'm going to pick. But I need to pick, you know, a weekend.
Yeah.
And fly up. And no, I want to depart Austin. There we go. Austin, Texas. And it's Louisville, Kentucky. So that's their SDF. One passenger. Dollars round trip. Search. All right. So pick the dates that I've got picked over here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking those dates might work. I might actually be able to talk the boss into letting me have those dates, and then that might work.
Are we talking weekend or midweek? That's about as close I'm going to get.
Okay, here we go. The want to get away rate.
Okay.
I can do on the date I'm looking at with one stop change planes in Houston. I can do 249.
What about if you just went from Houston?
That's Southwest. You've always got a layover. Always got something like that. Yeah, you're always going to have a layover somewhere. I could go business select for 662. Right. But yeah, I could leave at 5 till 6 in the morning on the day I'm looking at, 249. Let's say I'm coming in from work that day. So let's punch it out to about 840. Yeah, here we go. 10:15. Here's a low fare run. And I've got a route through Phoenix to do it. That sucks. 243 if I go through Phoenix. You know, there's a lot. Here's one, Dallas Midway. 2 stops, Dallas and Midway. I wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, I would let them know, hey, I need to be able to go. Well, no, it's saying I would hit Houston and then fly straight up to Louisville. Okay. But I could make that trip 7 hours, 55 minutes, have a rental car waiting when I arrive, and just go, all right, it's either going to be, I'm going to show up, we're going to have a great weekend, we're going to get some us time, he and she, there you go. Or I'm going to show up, and I'm going to get right to the bottom of this shit, and I'm going to turn around and see if I can bump my fucking flight up and come on back home.
Okay.
And everybody
I'm just saying, you'll find out real quick once you get there.
Damn right I will.
So
it might be right I will.
It'll be an expensive way to find out an answer, but it'll be a definitive way to find out an answer.
Directly definitive, because we're talking 1,200 miles.
Yeah.
I could drop my car in long-term parking. It'll cost me $40 or $30 or whatever it is to drop it there for the weekend, take the shuttle up. I carry one bag that's a small bag that's a carry-on bag. I got all my clothes I need and everything in that, like a backpack.
Yeah.
And I get on that plane and I drop the card and I buy a couple of drinks after up it goes, right?
Right.
And I get there and I figure it out. But
yeah.
All right, so line is when it feels like a roller coaster, right?
All right.
So let me ask you guys, let's say you were in her position, you've got this one over here that you even told him, that is what you need to do to improve your life and the life of your children, or give this one another shot. What's your choice?
I'm going to do what I got to do to improve my life and the life of my kids.
Adam?
Well, I mean, as long as what's being done between this guy and her is just, can you be a better father? Then that shouldn't interfere too much with you and her relationship.
Well, and that's what she's
The
telling
the moment it appears like it's gonna be more, it will become more.
Yeah.
And yeah, if she continues to choose him, she will always choose him.
The thing is she did not, how do I explain? She didn't really choose him. She did choose me. She's just trying to, and, you know, Steve did hit it on the head. She's trying to have her cake and eat it too. She's trying to keep him involved. They've got 18 years of history. She doesn't want to just walk away from all of that, which that's a lot of time. Would you guys disagree with that?
Yeah. That is a lot of time. I think Chris Gathard has a good question for you.
But yeah, he says, trust my gut. My gut.
Yeah. Sorry, Chris.
All right. My brain is telling me walk.
Has your gut ever led you wrong before?
Only if it led me to something that gave me diarrhea.
Okay. Is it leading you to something that gives you diarrhea?
Not yet.
Okay. So
my gut is telling me to give her the benefit of the doubt and trust her instincts.
Okay.
But it's also telling me to get my fucking ass up there and get my eyes on the situation.
Then get to it, TJ. Use your Mayhem card to get the tickets, and
the Mayhem card declined to nations everywhere.
Yeah, decline nationwide.
I absolutely need my phone, so.
Okay.
All right. So, Chris, you said Orlando didn't get hit that bad. We all know that Tampa got creamed.
Tampa got pretty bad. And my buddy lives over in Deltona. I was actually going to go see him, but with the evacuation, there was no way I was getting over there. And I know he lost power and had some storm damage.
So how long are you guys buttoned down there? I mean, you're going to be there for a while? Can you get out?
Oh, no, I'm heading home tomorrow.
Okay. Chris says Tampa is back up and running.
Yeah, dude, fucking Governor DeSantis has this shit. Dude, he is the fucking man.
He has a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Florida gets fucked over by weather all the time.
Right. Dude, here at the resort, they got trucks that got these little trailers that have these big, giant fucking leaf blowers on them, and they're just pulling them around, blowing debris off the road.
No shit. Wow.
Yeah.
So it blew in. You guys were in Orlando. You guys were relative. There was flooding. There was high winds. There was rain, but not really major damage, right?
Not where we're at the resort. But like I said, fucking my buddy Don, he's in Deltona, about 40 minutes away from here, on the other side of Orlando. He lost power, and they got a lot of good damage. And I mean, they said there was fucking tornadoes all over this. In the last 48 hours, there have been over 600 tornado warnings issued between Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And it's the most recorded ever in history.
Damn.
Wow.
Like I said, I wanted to go driving around, but my wife looked at me and she's like, "You're not going anywhere." I said, "Not even for a walk?" Nope.
You are tied up. But yeah, Oh, let's see.
Well, look, the weather person, they're outside walking around. Their camera crew's out there walking around.
They've even got microphones and like electrical stuff, and they're fine. Why can't you go out and smoke a joint?
Oh, well, I came out. If you check my Facebook, I was live twice during it.
I saw one of them.
Told me about that.
Yeah, I mean, we have Chris down there. We need a Mayhem remote.
Yeah, right
out there.
Well, you said your phone.
Hey, I brought that up with TJ years ago.
Yeah. So you said that you guys are rolling out tomorrow.
Yep.
And you're heading back to Central City.
Yep, my daughter's going to Disney World till about noon, and we're going to pick her up from Disney at noon and hit the road and drive until I don't feel like driving no more, get a hotel, and finish it on Sunday.
Oh, so you'll be there Sunday for the show at home.
Yep.
All right, well, Chris, I will let you give your wife back her phone before she castrates you.
I still got 15 minutes.
Oh, do you? She said a half hour.
She said 11.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I thought I heard a half an hour. Are you sure you want to play with that? I mean,
he'll play with it.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
But yeah, I mean, all right. So my situation, it's got me it's driving me a little bit up the wall, but we've got other stuff that's going on too with my family situation, with Adam's family situation. Adam, I mean, we do see that you're in a hospital again. So how is everything going on that end?
Things are getting better. Today, Mom was moved to the rehab wing of the hospital she's in. And things are looking a lot better. But things are still hands-on. Like, I'm still here overnight and stuff like that. All of my siblings are on board, taking shifts so that we can rest while others, do their jobs, because people have jobs for some reason.
Oh, yeah, it's just that employment thing.
Yeah. So
now, when was the last time that you were actually home?
Earlier today, I had 4 hours at home. Other than that, I have been running somewhere between 20 and 23-hour shifts.
Dude, you've got an infant at home.
I know.
Yeah, and he's got a mother that took care of him when he was little, so he can take care of her a little bit when she's older.
Okay, but he's got other siblings too. Like, if it came down to that, and me and my siblings were there.
Like a lot of times what I get is my siblings come up, I get to go take a break and go eat. I come back, then they leave like a half an hour later.
And then you're strapped down again.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, sometimes I have multiple siblings in at the same time. I know my oldest sister, when she comes in, she stays for a few hours, and that's nice. That's what allowed me to get out today. And I know coming up, we have some friends of the family helping out so that I could have a visitation weekend. So I'll have a few nights off.
Yeah.
But we try to pitch in as we can. Can I
give you a tidbit that really helped my dad when he was in the hospital?
Okay.
When I went up to visit, I sat there for a couple hours and I turned on the Grand Ole Opry and started playing some of his favorite music. My dad had been in such pain. He couldn't bear it. But after about 10 minutes, he's starting tapping his toes to Conway Twitty, and he's got a little smile on his face. So whatever your mom's favorite kind of music is, just sit there and play it for a little bit.
Music does soothe the soul.
It does.
Yeah. It has been something that we've been doing from time to time.
But
I love you guys. And Adam, I'm going to keep you in my thoughts and my wife's prayers. And TJ, I'll talk at you guys later. I'm going to go give her phone back.
All right,
Okay.
man.
See you,
Later,
Chris.
guys.
All right.
Yep.
So I'm going to kind of, jump back into this. Like, you do have your siblings there, and you have a fiance at home. You have an infant daughter at home.
And I have a 16-year-old stepdaughter at home.
Exactly. But I guess this is the thing where I get really bugged, especially like I'm seeing it with our situation down here at the same time, that you have people that are around and they're there and they grind your life to a halt for what they want. And I don't like that,
Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately, the way I kind of look at it is this. I'm technically disabled. I
Right.
have time. So that's what I can give. My other siblings, there are things that they are doing or they are trying to do. So
The hell? Oh. Ruh-roh. So as we see Adam moving around and helping out.
well, there's a request made by my mom, so I want to make sure that she is respected.
Ah, okay. No, and I didn't want to be like right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, she needed to contact a nurse for something. So, give her some space to get that taken care of while
Right.
being proper and polite.
No, absolutely. So, like
So-
I said, I mean, you do have the other siblings and they're there.
Yeah. It's like there's me who I live a half an hour, 45 minutes from the hospital.
Right.
And my siblings all live 15 minutes from the hospital at most.
Right. I mean,
So
everybody should kick in and help out with a situation like
Yeah.
this, in
And
my
just-
earnest opinion.
yeah, and just so people know, there are 4 of us siblings, including myself.
But you're the one that's up there for 24, 23, 20 hours at a shot.
Yes.
Now I'm sorry, that's not fair.
As you well know, TJ, life often is not fair.
Yeah.
So I am doing what I can. I'm trying to be thoughtful to my siblings. But,
you have to.
there are times where I feel like I'm neglecting my own family.
Yes.
And,
And that
I
is-
need to spend time with my infant daughter.
Yeah, that's
and
actually been
stuff like
one
that.
of my concerns with your situation and how it's been going.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, my infant doesn't stay in Taylorville. Julie comes up with my daughter pretty frequently to see, my mom, her grandma, and then I get to spend time with Marcy too and stuff like that. But
Sure.
I can't go home with them.
Right. And that's got to be trying.
Yeah, that gets rough. It does.
So are they giving you a time frame as to about how much longer you're going to be doing this before you can, I mean, for lack of better words, get back to your life?
Well, I mean, all I have to go off of is it all has to do with my mom's progression. So I know my mom could be in here as long as 3 weeks.
Okay.
Whether or not I would still constantly be involved in overnights or not, that's up in the air. I know my siblings are beginning to step up more and more throughout the day, but since I can't drive,
You're
I
kind of
have
stuck.
to, yeah. So I'm either stuck inside the hospital building, or I have to wait for Julie to come pick me up
Right.
and then go back home. But then if I have the overnight shift later on that evening, I have to come back out.
Right.
And that turns into a lot of fuel expense.
Well, yeah, with you being 30 minutes away.
Yeah. So it's
Absolutely.
30 down, 30 back, and then 30 back and 30 back.
So they're saying up to 3 weeks.
Yes.
All right. Good night, Chris. And then after that, then your mom goes home. You've got two siblings, isn't it, that live there with her?
Yes, my mom had my two sisters living with her, and then my younger brother lives about 5 minutes away from their house.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you've got all of that at this point, and then essentially you're going to be able to go back home at that point.
Yeah.
And then your siblings can pick up the slack for you and let you get back to taking care of your children.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know Julie very well, and she's stepping up to the plate, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I mean, she feels the strain too, because, you know, she's my fiance. We want to spend time together, but we don't.
Absolutely. No, and I get that, you know.
Yeah.
All right. So let's recap a little bit here. You're still kind of riding out the hospital watch.
Yeah.
Of course, my family situation. The one thing I can say is I'm going to be alone on the property as of 8 a.m. tomorrow. Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Dude,
We'll see how early the dog wakes you up before then, though.
Oh, I'm expecting around 4.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing a show. I expect to be woke up around 4. I want to go back to a couple of the questions that I was asked. Like, what does my gut say? Which Chris said that. You know, Julie's kind of listening to what I'm talking about and saying run. I understand where Julie's coming from. This is a very different scenario altogether. I knew the husband first.
Okay.
He and I became friends when we were in school at Schneider. The like very beginning of my career. That's how far back all of this on my end goes, and how well I know everybody involved in this. Okay.
Okay.
And then he quit Schneider after 3.5 weeks and went to running triple axle dump truck, and he was making good money. But the problem is starting about 8-9 years ago, as far as any,
Yeah.
he hadn't touched her for 9 years.
No.
See my point?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know
that's
been going on.
It's like honestly, that is the reason I left my last marriage. That need wasn't getting met, and I was not happy. And everything else, I was content. Things were okay enough, but that one thing
that was not
broke it.
But it wasn't just that. It was at one point he said, I wish I'd never had those girls. There was a lot of drinking, a lot of mental, psychological abuse. There was a lot of emotional abuse that happened over this time frame when the sex shut down.
Yeah.
And she
no.
stuck it. And throughout the whole thing, I mean, she went through hell, dude, and she stuck it out. So where I can look through her eyes and see, oh, she's seeing this turn on, which I brought it up to her and I said, we've seen this up and away we go multiple times. And I said, you've even told me that you've seen the remorse and, oh, he's going to do better and blah, blah, blah. And then we go right into it don't happen.
Things get better and things go back to the way they were before they got better.
So my gut is telling me, just based on everything that I know, okay?
Okay.
My gut is telling me that is a sexual type or a romantic type of relationship going to start there after 9 years of not touching her? I think, and this is what she's telling me at the same time, and I want to tend to believe her at this point, but I'm really under the belief that he's afraid of losing, for all intents and purposes, the security blanket that told him what to do.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have a question for you. Do you want to believe her or do you believe her?
I need to talk to her more before I can answer that question honestly.
That's fair. That's fair.
I will go with some history and history involved. She has always been brutally upfront, and honest.
Okay.
I've never had to question her integrity.
Okay.
And she is telling me that no, she has the romantic and the sexual relationship that is not happening, but he wants to be involved as a part of the family. And I'm like, well, you're not touching me. You're not my funny uncle.
Yeah.
You know,
so as long as his role remains, a father to the kids and a civil, acquaintance or maybe friend, then it's okay.
Very close friends. That I'll give both of them. They're very close friends. I'll never take that away. But she flat told him today, she was like, look, here's the long and the short. My future is with TJ and TJ is in Texas. And that's where we're going. You have this chance to show that you can be an active part of that without stepping on us, or you can keep your fucking ass in hell.
Yeah.
Because she calls that place hell. She does not want to be there. And she told him, I currently I am here and I am in hell. That's my ticket out.
Yeah.
That's who I want to be with. And that, TJ has never lied to either one of us. And she goes, but you step on this one. She goes, I tell you what to do and you listen. And he goes, yes. And, there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
And she goes, TJ tells me what to do and I listen. And he goes, I've never seen that. And she goes, well, he does, TJ does.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, who tells TJ what to do? And TJ listens. And she goes, no one. No one tells TJ what the fuck to do. TJ's going to do what TJ's got to do. And damn you if you're in the way.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, I take it back. And I was listening to this part of it. And I go, what do you mean you take it back? She goes, there is one thing that does tell TJ what to do. And he goes, what's that? She goes, the Harley. The Harley says, ride me all the time. And TJ listens.
Yes. Ruby controls TJ.
Yeah. She's like, but I know TJ gets mad and gets on Ruby, and that turns into Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
She goes, because that's drunk and 90 miles an hour through a construction zone. And, she's correct. No, Ruby tells me what to do. Love my bike. But the long and the short, and I definitely need to sit down and finish the conversation and make sure it's abundantly clear where I stand. That if that progresses any farther, that it's game over. And as far as a divorce goes, I'll fucking pay for it if that's what it's going to take. Divorce is not that expensive. It's when you have a lot of property involved, and when it comes down to custody rights that you cannot mutually agree on, that's when it becomes expensive, folks. But the custody, I think they can agree on the custody, and the divorce itself is not that expensive. It's irreconcilable differences, file the paperwork, call it a day. And there you go. And I think that's a big part of what's going on. Adam is obviously a little indisposed at the moment, as he's probably taking care of some stuff with his mom and thankfully giving her privacy. And by all means, our prayers and our hopes all go out to her. And I really hope that his mom is back up on her feet soon and dancing a jitterbug and just, brightening up a room with her smile, because we've all been very concerned for Adam since this happened. And I've been very much on top of it and trying to make sure that he's holding out okay. The next part of this is I wanted to give an update on Rage. And Rage is continuing his treatment. There have been some recent complications that I cannot go into as of yet because I don't have permission to go into them as of yet. But the complications do sound rather severe. At the point that Rage completes his treatments, which is looking like about another 2 weeks, then Rage and his wife are going to be looking for an apartment. Thank you, Steve, for the help that you've given us for potentially a couple of different places that could be a place for them to live. I really do hope that we can make that happen. But they're also now down without transportation, and they're looking for a vehicle. So again, I'm going to reach out to pretty much everybody that I can. If you hear of a cheap vehicle that it's running, it's operational, it's a good, it can get them around, especially with Rage's condition the way it is. Please reach out to me or reach out to his wife, Heather, and let one of us know, and we will see what we can do about maybe pulling a GoFundMe together or something to help them where they have a reliable form of transportation that will get them where they need to go. There's been a lot of problems there. And again, like I say it again, Steve, you have been just this blessing during all of this, and I really appreciate it. There's been a lot that's been happening behind the scenes that I've been discussing a little bit here and there with Adam and with everybody else. And, we are working our way through a very, very difficult time. And I hope that you guys understand. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for boosting us up during this trying time and continuing forward, and making sure that we're still moving. As far as my grandfather's condition goes, after some discussion and a couple of staff meetings, when the inevitable time happens, I have not made this announcement yet, but when the inevitable time does come, me and the crew have agreed that we will probably be down for about 2 different shows. Long enough for me to help get a couple of things squared away around here. And, spend some time with my family and get a little bit of grieving done. That's not going to be an easy day. It's not going to be an easy week. My job has been phenomenal throughout this whole thing with us. They've had my back 100. I appreciate them for everything they're doing. They've been just absolutely phenomenal. And Adam, like I'm sure you heard what I was saying.
Yeah, I did, because I have my little earpiece in.
Yeah, you got your earbud now, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, and obviously this crew has gone through this massive turd pile in like the last month.
Yeah.
And
and
the only one that seems to not be going through something is the guy that's sitting in the hurricane in Florida.
Yeah. Doing videos about, no, everything seems okay here.
I wonder how stoned he was when he did that. I really do. Everything's good here. We got hit by a hurricane. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, the rain's going sideways, man. Yeah. Waiting for the Tommy Chong reference,
Yeah.
All right, so no crazy world news again. I'm not finding anything really just newsworthy funny right now. But I will tell you that I have been listening to a podcast recently, and I wanted to give it a little bit of a review.
Okay.
And the podcast is called The Wolf's Den, and it is hosted by none other than Jordan Belfort. Now, for those of you that don't know who Jordan Belfort is and why that is so important, Jordan Belfort was actually played by this little-known actor named Leonardo DiCaprio.
Who?
Yeah, him.
Oh, okay.
So,
checking.
Yeah, he was played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And he was opposite Jonah Hill on a movie that was loosely based on Jordan's biography or autobiography. The autobiography and the movie both being titled, a very little known movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. Which, I mean, everybody knows my former background in sales and how much I love that movie. That movie is the epitome of everything that can happen in sales right there. The real Jordan Belfort did do time. His cellmate was actually Tommy Chong. I just got done watching the podcast of him with Tommy Chong talking about when he was in prison. He actually got to interview the man who arrested him.
Wow.
The FBI agent came in and actually had a conversation with Jordan. And one of the questions in the conversation was, do you think I got what I deserved? And the FBI agent said, now, Jordan, we're friends, but I'm going to be very honest with you. I think you should have gotten more time.
It wasn't like, so how'd you catch me?
No. Jordan knew how he got caught. He was very, the thing is Stratton Oakmont was a boiler room. Now, there's a lot of people who have seen the movie with Vin Diesel and Giovanni Ribisi, Boiler Room. Very good movie. I mean, and I enjoy it, and I know a lot of other sales guys that enjoy it. Boiler Room was really good, but it was very loosely based on Stratton Oakmont and what happened there. So when they did The Wolf of Wall Street, Boiler Room became calm because The Wolf of Wall Street actually went into it and everything that Jordan did. Jordan even, he even said in The Wolf of Wall Street, he was like, yeah, I had to get about 5 or 6 penicillin shots just so I could consummate my marriage 2 weeks later. Like, wow, dude, you banged all those hookers, got the penicillin, and then consummated your marriage. Good for you. He was on fire. Worth millions and pump and dump schemes and everything else. And what a pump and dump is they'll buy a stock and then they build it up, and drive the price up. And then when it's at a certain point, they dump their shares and get all the money. And then basically drop the stock down to nothing. And they were doing this with penny stocks.
So didn't someone recently do that with GameStop?
They might, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think you're right. And that's why GameStop is no longer in business.
Very, very few. There's, I think, one in Springfield.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be every Walmart parking lot you saw a GameStop, and it's not that way anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, you're right. Pump and dump. GameStop, I think it was back in 2020 or 2021, they did a pump and dump on the GameStop stock. And wow. But the thing is, like, Jordan, after he did his prison time and he got out, he started teaching people how to sell. He started writing his books, and he really did change his life. He got off of all the drugs. And when I say all the drugs, we're talking, Quaaludes, we're talking cocaine, we're talking, he's actually, at the beginning of the movie, he said that he consumed enough drugs to cover a small town for a month. And he did it every day. So, I've been watching The Wolf's Den, and he interviews so many people that you wouldn't even think this guy would have an influence there. The interviews are captivating. He's very down to home and very personal. He doesn't hide away from what he did with Stratton Oakmont.
Okay.
He tells the truth about it. And he says the only thing he regrets from that is how he stole innocent people's money from them. Otherwise, he would do it all over again, up to and including sinking a 190-foot yacht in a hurricane. He said when he got home, the insurance company said, only you are that stupid. Here is your check. Here is your check. Never ask us to underwrite a policy for you ever again. And that was the end of that. So I highly recommend checking out The Wolf's Den with the real Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, and check it out. Listen to it. It has been there's good advice in there. It's relatable. It's captivating content. It's enjoyable. And I highly recommend that you guys, when you get a chance, check it out. Start at episode 1 and work your way up, and pay close attention to how good this guy could sell, because he does have a sponsor called Blue Chew. Blue Chew is a more potent version of Viagra. You can actually chew it And he doesn't pull any punches. He goes, man, when I want to get in there with the wife, I want to go in there and I want to be fucking rock hard over here. You know, he's very captivating. And I can see why he did so well with his criminal work and why he's doing so well now and how he's bounced back. And
sounds like he has like some natural charisma to him to be able to do all this.
Absolutely. Dude, I think he banged his wife's aunt.
Okay.
Just like schmoozed her in and got her. I'm like, what the fuck? But yeah, Jonah Hill actually plays his partner in the movie.
Okay.
They had to change the name because the partner got pissed off. But the partner, the actual partner, and one of the things they said about Jonah Hill was true. His partner did actually marry his cousin.
Yeah.
And when he was asked, why did you marry your cousin? He goes, well, my cousin's hot. I don't want somebody else to fuck my cousin. I should be fucking my cousin. My cousin's hot. What the fuck? What? No.
No.
No, Steve.
That is something we would expect out of Steve.
Yeah, it's bad to bang your cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So with that being said, what a way to end it on a light note, right?
I know, right?
I tried.
Oh, man. This has been a Thursday night edition of Amigos After Dark. I am TJ, and that's Adam. And Adam, what are your final thoughts tonight?
I'm hoping I can get some solid sleep tonight. I'm glad I could get on the show and stuff. It was a nice break from everything going on. So hopefully I'll be able to see you guys on Sunday. So come check us out.
Well, hopefully I get to see you in your studio on Sunday.
Yeah, that would be even nicer.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I doubt it, but maybe I'll be able to do this from my tablet instead of from my phone.
Yeah, we'll find out, you know.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So
or I could test out the laptop too. Who knows?
There you go.
Yep.
So everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight and being a part of the show. Making the chat room active. Spread it to your friends. Let everybody know we're here. I am TJ. That is Adam. We will see you Sunday for Mayhem's Amigos. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you then. Good night.
Yep. Everyone.